the crew is here. On the auditor, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh go, Sunday fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Movie shows from days gone by, epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast, fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat, geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice, memories that feel so nice. Love the auditor, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh go, Sunday fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Movie shows from days gone by, epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast, fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat, geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice, memories that feel so nice. Like the auditor, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh go, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere.
Well, hello, everybody.
Greetings
Welcome.
from Carolina.
And a Mele Kalikimaka to all of you, by the way.
Yeah, good job. Welcome.
You said that perfectly, Sarah. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a speech impediment, huh? And there you go.
Me too.
Right?
Happy Hanukkah,
Everybody in
Tracy.
chat?
I've got
Right,
the Christmas spirit. I'm beginning to look a lot like Santa Claus.
Right. I got something specific that I need to talk to Zop about, okay? Whatever. Anyways, look, the power is fixed, okay? All right? I got clean clothes and everything. It's awesome. Wow. Anyway, so there you go. Now your worries are allayed. I'm going to keep my channel, okay?
All our problems are solved. Woo!
Right? Pretty much.
That goes half my bad jokes.
All your jokes are bad, Danny.
Oh, I know some people who got worse.
Anyways, I want to say hi to everybody in all the chats, okay? That's just Pawns and mine. So, yeah, we just want to welcome everybody in. We're going to get started here with Dan and Pawns are going to save Christmas because apparently I'm not able to. They can't. So we're going to let them take the show. Boys?
Sure. Dan, take her away. And Booker. Officer, take away. Officer Booker.
Okay. Do I get fingerprints too? It's only 20 yards, right? Listen, this is not Thursday. Let's continue.
I am so lost that you're going to put me on the spot with Christmas specials. That is not really where I have no expertise whatsoever. I can say that I remember quite a few Christmas specials. I have seen many Christmas specials. The only one of the traditional Christmas specials I really watch now is occasionally I'll watch the Star Wars Christmas special.
Which is on my channel.
Just so I can laugh so hard it almost hurts. I find that to be torturous entertainment. And I really like Carrie Fisher, by the way. Even
Carrie Fisher was still drinking at the time when she made that. And
well,
according to her,
it's cool because I'm usually drinking at the time I watch it.
She doesn't remember. She does not remember making it. People asked her before she passed on. People asked her, and she goes, "I have no recollection." It was sort of like Dick Van Dyke with bedknobs and broomsticks. No, the whole thing was a blackout. I don't recall doing it.
I bet Jack Black feels that way about half his movies.
Or he'd like to get them at least. Oh. Ooh. Well, you know,
I'm doing
the
all
funny
right.
thing is, remember those 70s really, really, really gimmicky Christmas specials? Like Milton Berle had one, Bob Hope had one, and they were always so hokey. And they always had that really, really stupid shtick where it wasn't like a stage show, it was reality, and we were sort of like looking in on them. It was like the precursor to reality TV. But the problem is, you could tell it was all staged. And I'm like, I'm not buying this for a second. And I
Yeah.
always thought those were really hokey. What I enjoyed far, far, far more are the Christmas episodes to famous TV shows. That's really what made my Christmas.
Yeah, I was compared like MTV Cribs to like those holiday specials because it's like, you know, we go to their holiday cribs, right? And like, no, I don't want to. No, please stop. Also, that's probably not even their house.
But it just shows the big age difference right there. She remembers MTV Cribs, and I remember the Bing Crosby and David Bowie Christmas special. And I remember the musical Christmas specials a lot more, like the Sonny and Cher Christmas, you know.
Right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. There was one with Paul Lind where the big reveal was there was one with Paul Lind and Ansel Adams, the guy who played Popsy from Happy Days.
Yeah, he showed up on a lot of stuff singing Christmas songs too.
He was caroling by himself, and we're supposed to believe that. First of all, who carols by that point in the 20th century? Second of all, who goes caroling by themselves? You're not a caroler, you're a stalker. It's like something out of Tales in the Crypt, like, you know what I mean?
Well, you're not only just a stalker, but you're a careless one who's letting everybody know that you're stalking them by singing by yourself out loud. It's weird. Don't do that.
It's called creating an alibi.
Ah, that you're crazy walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Might not help.
All
right, continue.
It just so reminds me of the guy down the street who always set up these special lawn sprinklers at Christmas time just for the carolers.
No.
We called him Mr. Grinch.
Having a boo rattling moment, huh?
No man, we called Mr. Grinch.
That wouldn't work up here because it gets so cold. If your sprinklers are still going, the water is all ice in them. In fact, we actually got snow a couple nights ago. There's still snow on the ground up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've had like 90-degree temperatures. 80.
But we don't get a lot of below freezing. Like tonight, it's I think it's 46 right now.
It was 16 degrees last time I looked at my thermostat thermometer. So
yeah, I saw y'all were getting a blast. I saw on the weather where y'all were getting an Arctic blast and all that cold.
Oh, air. A vortex? Oh, you remember I did one of those a couple of years ago. It was -5 degrees. -5 degrees.
Did you make a video where your pond froze?
Oh, my pond's already frozen. Yeah, my pond froze like last week. During the polar vortex, that was, remember, I was literally in my living room and I'm still bundled up because it was like 25 degrees in my house. You know?
Oh.
Wow. And what was it, last year in February? We were in Hemet, right? And it started snowing during the day. I mean, it didn't stick or anything, but it did. Crazy. And then, you know, like this week I've had like 80-degree temperatures, so California, yo. There you go.
In here. I cold outside, but I turned the heat on before I come and let the room warm up real good before I come in to be on the live stream. I was sitting outside smoking, thinking to myself, boy, I'll be glad when the live stream starts just so I can go in and warm up and deep thaw. It's such a great experience. Get me to come in, talk to friends, reminisce about shows and movies, share time with our friends on YouTube, and warm up. It's like Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah. I will highlight that. You're welcome.
Indy, in answer to your question, I freeze far more than the pond does. The pond only freezes a couple inches. I freeze all the way through. Although I got to tell you, the ice on that pond gets pretty darn thick. I don't know if I ever told you guys this. When we first bought the house, I saw something like running down the water access to it once, and I didn't know if it was like a wolf or a really big stray dog or what, but I had to go out and see what it was. So I went out to the pond, and I'm looking around, and what pokes his head out from the brush but a deer, like a 9-point buck. And we had like a deer hunter moment. Deer looks at me. I look at the deer. We just sort of look at each other for a moment, and then bolt, and it runs right across the pond. Now, that thing probably weighed a couple 100 pounds, and it got all the way across the pond, so that ice had to get pretty darn thick.
Yeah, you should be where you go out with different sized rocks and chuck them in the pond to see which one breaks through and hits this bottom. Anything for a view, Pond. Anything for a view.
I just avoid the pond altogether. We have brain-eating bacteria in the freshwater ponds up here, so I don't take any chances. I knew what little I got.
I said throw a rock in it, not jump in it.
Well, either way, I just avoid it. I enjoy its beauty from afar. I don't get a stone's throw next to it. Although I can say it varies wildly with not with a tide because it's fresh water, but with the rainfall. Sometimes you could almost walk across it. Other times, I've had a duck pond in my backyard before. I'm not making that up. I've had a duck pond in my backyard. Ducks can actually swim.
Yeah, I know.
But this has nothing to do with the holidays. Although the deer could have been a reindeer, I suppose.
And the duck could have been a roast holiday duck.
A holiday duck? It could be.
Some people used to eat duck instead of turkey for holidays, especially around Christmas. Because you just had turkey at Thanksgiving, you'd eat a duck at Christmas or a ham.
Christmas duck? I've heard of cold duck.
The Christmas goose. Come on now.
Goose. But there's a difference between a goose and a duck.
Yeah.
Quiet. Read it. How big a difference you need?
You get the turduckins or whatever, the turkey.
Only difference the taste. One tastes like turkey and one tastes like chicken.
Oh, speaking of birds, the traditional Christmas parrot.
Bird joke, the birds complain.
Yeah, they wouldn't leave my room today. It's funny. It's like they knew that we were going to be talking about eating bird. My birds eat birds, so they're okay with it.
Well, we're mammals that we eat other mammals, so
I've been known to eat meat. Yes, this is true.
So
I can make so many jokes about that, but since it's Christmas, I'm just going to let it go. So, you'll hear me make all kind of Sarah eats meat jokes.
It's a family show. It's a family show.
Not Thursdays.
No.
See, I got range. I got not so friendly family shows.
The R-rated version. Christmas meltdown.
Yeah. Well, we had our Thursday Christmas party. That was awesome. We it's up on my channel. Check it out. It's on Snarkies too. There you go. Subscribe and look at it.
We were talking backstage, and we come up with this little special thing we were going to do where you were going to hit us with a list, and we were going to respond to it. You want to bring us in and explain it to the good people watching?
Well, yeah. Now, as I'm sure you people all know, I watched an awful lot of TV when I was a kid. I watch a certain amount now, but I watched a ton of it when I was a kid. And one of the things network shows, I don't know if they still do because I watch a lot of network television these days because it all sucks. But one thing network television did back in the good old days is they loved to have holiday special episodes. Even shows that didn't particularly call for a holiday special. Like, for example, one of the ones when I was doing my research, one of the ones was, does any remember this one? Hill Street Blues. Anybody remember the Hill Street Blues episode?
I barely watched any of that.
Remember Hill Street Blues? I watched the show.
That one was because, of course, it's a cop drama, so every episode has to be dramatic. And I remember watching it as I would have been 15, 16 years old, and there's this new character we've never seen before. His name is Maynard, and he runs the restaurant that they all hang out at. And I'm like, Maynard, why haven't I seen this Maynard person before? And I'm sorry, Godzilla. And I'm like, who's this Maynard person? But everybody keeps talking about him, and every time I look at, hey, it's Maynard. And long story short, he gets shot by a junkie and dies. And I'm like, oh my God, they're having a red shirt moment. They wanted us to be emotionally invested in this character they were about to kill off to give us a dramatic holiday special. And so they invented this new character and then killed him. And I go, this is your holiday episode.
At least build him for 3 or 4 episodes where we knew who he was, or at least cared.
Right?
I suppose, but it's cheaper to kill him off after one. Oh, we just lost Sarah.
I'll tell you who was really good at killing off a cast member, and that was the TV show Lost. I don't know if they ever done a Christmas episode, but they probably killed somebody for it.
I know they did it. They did a Halloween episode, which is actually pretty good, but I don't recall a Christmas episode. And Mr. Wilkinson, he says he watched it. Yeah, of course you did. Your father was a cop.
Oh, come on. The guys on Lost were on that island a lot longer than the castaways were lost on Gilligan's Island. So they should at least did one Christmas episode.
Right?
I don't remember.
Back when they traveled back in time and they were in the past, didn't they do a Christmas episode back in the 60s or something?
They might have. They might have. I know Gilligan's Island definitely did. And they had, of course, the big thing is the skipper comes running out dressed as Santa Claus. And then it turns out it wasn't the skipper. It really was Santa Claus. Woohoo, woohoo, really.
Yeah, but
if there wasn't Santa Claus, why didn't he give them a way to get off the island? That's what they really wanted.
They should have knew it wasn't the skipper dressed as Santa Claus right off the rip, because where would he have got the costume on the island?
Wait a minute, they took the whole everything they ever owned out there, plus the extra, because of course.
Only the Howls took everything they owned.
Right, and all Fishery one too. So what?
Yeah, Ginger did too. Yeah.
And the professor, he'd been wearing books the whole time. It's crazy.
Yeah, why did he take his entire research lab with him?
I think he did. I mean, didn't he use coconuts to charge? Well, who wouldn't? What? If you went on a 3-hour tour, you got to bring everything you own with you and more.
Of course.
Yeah.
Stands to reason.
Of course, because, the imminent shipwreck, you got to have something retarded to have with you. Never mind like extra radio parts or any of that. Don't do that, You
see, if I was remaking Gilligan's Island today, I would cover all this stuff.
And then I just have it be in the mind of a comatose victim.
Except the island was like an old research facility.
Mm-hmm.
And you find there's metal buildings and laboratory equipment and all kind of cool stuff for the professor to mess with. There's boat wrecks you can try to build you a new boat out of. Just all kind of cool stuff to do. It'd be a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I mean, I'd probably watch that. I'd be like, what? Another take on the same show?
I'm brain and I come up with no Hill Street Blues Christmas nothing.
No, I never.
But there were a lot of them. In fact, and I knew it. Remember how we were talking about the Twilight Zone Christmas, the one that had the drunken Art Carney, and the big reveal was he really was Santa Claus. Da 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 da. There's actually another one. And in some ways, I like it better. It's 5 in Search of an Exit. Do you guys remember this one?
No.
It's the one where there's 5 people of all weird professions. There's a clown, a ballerina, an army guy, a bum, and I forget what the 5th one is. That's only 4. But anyway, they're 5 people and they're stuck in this like weird room, and they spend the entire time getting out. And you find out at the end they were dolls that were being donated as a toy drive.
No, I remember that one.
You do remember that one?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that one. It's a really slick episode. And someone comes out at the end and says, oh, fear not, because all toys are only lost until they're given to a child, and then the child will love them, and yada, 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 yada.
That sounds like Toy Story.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Toy Story was inspired by this episode.
You mean ripped off? Yeah, most likely.
I barely remember that. I know I have seen.
Inspired is a more nicer term. More nicer.
Well, I'm not more nicer. I'm less nicer.
It's more nicer. It's more nicer.
No, I'm less
I
more
did see
nicer.
the one you were talking about with Art Carney just yesterday.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't see it yesterday, but
We've talked about it a great many times. We were talking about it last Sunday.
Last
Sunday. Yeah.
And I wound up watching it.
Oh, it only exists in my mind. There's a lot of things that only exist in my mind.
Right? No, yeah, I get that.
The Twilight Zone does exist outside of my mind.
Are you sure about that?
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone ever since I started growing a beard.
And he's got it. Okay, it's a ballet dancer, a clown, a bagpiper, an army guy, and the hobo. The army guy, Danny, you'll get a kick out of this. The army guy. Do you remember the Doomsday Device episode of Star Trek? The army guy is the guy who played Commodore.
Oh, the Commodore.
The Commodore, the one who sacrifices himself doing something stupid. But yes. So and thank you, Indy. I knew you'd be able to bail me out on that one. But it's surprising just how many Twilight Zones fit the Christmas miracle of. Oh, look who's here! Spooky Jacqueline is here. Oh my God, have you guys actually checked out Spooky Jacqueline's channel? Speaking of old episodes, it's basically retrospects of old vintage horror TV shows like Monsters, Tales from the Crypt, other TV shows like that. And Jacqueline does a retrospect on them, but then attacks them from like a philosophical point of view. It's really amazing stuff. You guys really, really should check it out.
You mean watch some really cool stuff? Okay.
Can we drop a link?
Well,
Spooky Jacqueline a link.
I can't drop a link and run the show.
Someone can. What of our wrenches?
Well, Dan and I are occupied, and the rest of them over there don't have to drop links, so I don't know. But Jammin's there. Jammin can do it. Well, no, because Jammin doesn't have link power over there, but he has it on my end, so he can come over on this end.
I thought Tracy did. Doesn't Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy.
Tracy's how to do links because she listened to me. I said, "Oh, you just hit the things," and she's like, "Oh, you mean yeah?" And there you go. Now she's dropping links left and right. Even when I go, "Can I get a link from you?" She's like, "Uh-huh." Boom. She's sending me the link, and I'm like, "I'm there." It's awesome. Anyways, Tracy, everybody. What'd you say about your what now?
I'm trying to remember who first taught me how to drop a link. I can't remember. Somebody
was
did.
Probably your grandkid or something.
I think it was like an 11-year-old kid showed me how to drop a link.
Yeah, pretty sure it was like your grandkid.
Yeah, it was one of your grandkids. I believe.
Oh my God, that's horrible. Magic, man. It's magic. So what else you got for us, Ponds?
Funny you should ask. Let's see. Well, I have a whole long meandering list, but I'll try to cherry pick.
Well, we'll see how we'll go. No, don't cherry pick. Take it in order, and we'll get as far as we can.
Okay, well then I'll start from the top then. And this one isn't really an oldie show. This actually came out sort of in the early days of the Fox network. You guys know that I am absolutely a gigantic fan of anything post-apocalyptic. And that included an incredibly short-lived TV series called Whoops, which is basically about 5 people who miraculously survive an extinction event and hold up in this cabin in the woods and try to survive. And they actually have, believe it or not, a Christmas episode. And it's really dark. So Santa shows up, and you find out that when he survived by locking himself in the shelter, but he didn't open the door to let anyone else in. So Mrs. Claus and all the elves gets wiped out. And he's suffering from survivor's guilt. And you find out what happens is it wasn't that he didn't let them in. He didn't know how to operate a door because he always went through the chimney. That's the big twist. So yeah. So yes, it's a surreal show. And this is a surreal episode of the surreal show. So do you guys even remember the show called Whoops? Probably early 90s.
How long did it last? I don't remember.
I think it only ran for 12 episodes.
Oh yeah, was that
Must,
before I was born too?
it must have been an ABC show.
But I don't even think anybody in the. Oh, thank you for the link, Tracy. Oh yeah, Zubla says, "Whoops!" It's about what happens when. Oh, Snoop. We've talked about this. Our culture is nostalgia, not political punditry. Punditry. Rotundity.
Someday we'll be nostalgic for the past politicians, but we still haven't even got to George Washington yet. So don't worry about it. But it'll happen someday.
I get nostalgic about things that haven't happened yet.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing too. So yeah, I can't wait till something cool happens. But if not, whatever.
Ansel Williams. I said Ansel Adams. I always say Ansel Adams for. I think there was an Ansel. Oh, I think he was a photographer. But Ansel Williams was the gentleman I made reference to. And it was the Paul Lynn Christmas special. Thank you, Mr. Gary. So I got another one here. This one was so good, they actually made it twice. It was the Dragnet Christmas episode. And apparently crime is so slow in LA around the holidays, they have time to use their two best detectives to try to crack the case of a church's nativity scene, which has gotten looted. And Friday, you remember that one? And Friday actually spends the entire day trying to find out who stole the baby Jesus from this nativity.
That's what I was trying to say. Who stole baby Jesus right there?
It's exactly.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. I have nothing better to do with my day, so I'm going to find baby Jesus.
At least they didn't carjack the nativity scene and pull their hair and taser them in the head.
Yeah, that happened out here. I have a video on it's got like 200 views now or something. It's like crazy. It's the best videos ever done on my channel.
Some crazy stuff like that actually happened in her neighborhood for Christmas. And I sent her the news link. Next thing I know, she put it up on YouTube as a video and got hundreds of views. Maybe I should have put it up on YouTube as a.
Well, see, what happened is that I'm in to make the talk groups, right, with like thousands of people. So because I can't read, that's how I ended up in two groups. Because anyways, so when Dad says me, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting story. Plus, in my neighborhood, plus not too far from me, plus equals. And then I dropped the thing there to spread awareness. Anyways, point is, be careful out there, guys. Not everybody has your best interests in mind.
I agree, but you guys actually remember that episode, the Dragnet?
Yes, we just said that.
Well, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to bring the conversation back to that. So
that's great. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I'm trying to stay relevant.
What the? What are we doing here then?
You got to save Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. I forgot.
Did you guys like the episode? Did you guys?
Yes. Yes, it's Dragnet. I like all the Dragnet episodes. Yeah, I like all the Dragnet episodes.
It was as good as any episode of Dragnet.
No, some of them are really just wonderful. Like there's
I watched Dragnet as a young person because it was on, and we only had 3 channels. But when it come to Dragnet, I found most of the shows to be, for some reason, really stiff. I don't know if you know what I'm saying when I say stiff.
Yeah, they're very stoic in their actions.
It's because of the way. That's the way Friday played it.
Everybody was so stiff. They all look like. Well, I can't say that because it's a family show, but they were very stiff and erect, and they just look like something I can't put my finger on.
I bet you can.
But I will say that when they did the remake, Aykroyd nailed it. Dan Aykroyd nailed it.
Oh, he did.
Because he was stiff.
Christopher Plummer played the bad guy in that, and he did a great job. Yeah. I can watch Christopher Plummer read a phone book.
But he was so loose. Yeah, he was with it. Tom Hanks was with it. Dan Aykroyd was stiff. That's where he had to go to be the original, to mock the original, you have to be stiff.
Finished.
I was like, you gonna wear that jug out?
This is the way we beat the joke. Beat the
He
joke.
looked at me like that guy looks at Heckle.
That's what she said.
There you go. So moving forward, the darkest Christmas episode I ever found. MASH. Do you guys remember the Christmas episode of MASH?
I remember more than one Christmas episode of MASH, right?
Well, there was a Christmas episode. Long story short, there's a Christmas truce, so there's no fighting going on. But this guy on patrol accidentally steps on a landmine and gets blown up. But they managed to stabilize him, and the entire medical team tried to keep him alive.
So he don't die on Christmas.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm like, this is dark. This is really, really dark.
It's MASH always a lot. Even though it was a sick comedy, always had this slap in the face of realism with it. Like when Blake died, like when Colonel Blake died, or when Radar.
They added that. They added that. They were pissed at McLean Stevenson for leaving the show. See, McLean Stevenson, he thought the show was going to be like McHale's Navy or Sergeant Bilko, and he was going to be the star, and the scamp doctors were going to be superfluous characters. By the end of the second episode, everybody realized that Hawkeye was going to be the star of the show. So Stevenson was marginalized, so he quit. To punish him for quitting, they killed him off. Because it's like, well, he might change his mind and decide to come back, and they'll come up with some weird story like he was drafted again, but they're like, nope, we're gonna kill him off so he can't come back. And I'm like, that's mean. And here, go ahead. No, you first.
I forgot what I was gonna say already. It was just a quip, but it was that quick. And that's comedy.
Wow, they're talking about a passing thought, huh?
Yeah, all my thoughts are passing.
MASH always did that. Like remember the heart jerker when Radar got shot?
Oh yeah.
And once again, Colonel Blake dying. It's not surprising they put some stuff like that at Christmas time. And it seems like they were more than one Christmas episode. It seems like I remember an old Christmas with Frank Burns, and then another Christmas later on with Charles. And
Charles.
He's doing stuff for kids at Christmas.
Candy bars.
Not wanting nobody to know about it. Am I right?
I think that's the same episode.
I
think that's the same episode. I could be wrong, but I think that's the same episode and he gives it to the orphanage, and the dude sells the candy bars food.
But that's after Frank Burns.
It is after Frank Burns.
And Frank Burns was in the episode with the guy, right?
I think Charles and the guy who was dying are the same episode. I'm not 100%, but that's what I think.
But they are an old Frank Burns Christmas episode.
I think there is another episode, but I can't recall what happens in Frank's.
Giving each other gifts.
I'm trying to remember. Yes, that sounds very familiar, but I can't quite. I like their Halloween episode better, where they're telling ghost stories the whole episode. I like that one better, but that's the second time I can remember Halloween.
Halloween episode, you know that.
We should have done this for Halloween too. Guys, next year for Halloween, we're going to do Halloween episodes.
Yeah, I'll be a lot better at that because Halloween's more down my path.
And Indy says, yes, Thrash, the Orphanage, and Flying Soldier are the same episode. There are 3 Xmas episodes, by the way. Oh, so there is a third one. We just haven't quite developed the plot to it. Indy, thank you. Oh, and yes, you can't take you can't take Hello, Larry away from McLean Stevenson. In fact, I just saw an amazing documentary about that. Because, of course, the show was terrible, and they kept trying to cancel it, and they kept bringing it back. Apparently, the network wanted McLean Stevenson to replace Johnny Carson. But Johnny Carson kept dragging his feet about retiring. So to hang on to McLean Stevenson, they kept renewing his contract so they'd have their hooks into him. But Johnny eventually, he did retire, but not at that point. And unfortunately, it killed McLean Stevenson's career because the show was dreadful. But that is Oh, Hello Larry. Oh yeah, Hello Larry. I don't know if you ever saw it, Sarah, but Hello Larry was this dreadful show. It was
It's dreadful.
He was a
Dreadful was
radio
it?
host or something.
he was a
Replace-
radio. Well, in the first season, he was a radio host, but it's weird. By the third or fourth season, they don't even mention his radio show anymore. He was sort of like a shock jock. He had his own like radio advice show, but it was sort of like cutting edge, and he was gritty. Not quite as bad as Howard Stern, but something approaching that. But again, which in and of itself is a great premise for a show, but they just got away from it. So there you go.
Yeah, I just don't think I made it through the first season on that one. I remember seeing it, but I don't think I watched too many after the first season.
Tree says, "Hello, Larry stunk." It certainly did.
I'm not even sure I made it through the first season.
Although
I know nothing about it.
I had a crush on one of the daughters. I'll let you guys guess which one.
The one I don't know
Yeah.
about? Okay.
No, we knew about both of them, but
I never even saw it. I never even heard of it. So there you go.
and yeah,
I
the show
barely
ran for 4
remember.
seasons. It was canceled, I believe, during the 4th season, when they finally realized Johnny Carson was going to live forever, or at least what people thought in 1982.
Well, just being born in 82, I missed it all. Sorry.
Yeah, Tracy, I'm going to give it to you. Yes, that's the one. And Indy for the win. Kim Richards. Yes, Kim Richards, who I had something of a crush on when I was a kid. Then she went on to do Tough Turf, and it was like, well,
I
that's
should have
another
a
story.
phone with me so I can see what these people look like.
You know, there was one, I think Christmas special, if you want to call it that I guess we watched when I was a kid. That'd be Frosty the Snowman cartoon, animated, whatever the heck it was. Yeah, I remember watching that. Suddenly, it just flashed in my head, that horrible, horrible cartoon.
Well,
Oh,
which
it was
one? There were
awful.
2 of them.
Talking about
I wouldn't
Burl
know.
There were 2 of
Burl,
them.
you
They
just
make a
know-
sequel. They make a sequel of Frosty, where
Oh,
find a female snow person for him to marry, and I'm like,
oh,
really?
yeah, no, I never even heard about that. Now I am going to have nightmares.
Oh.
Thanks, Pawns. I owe you a horrible meme now. You're welcome.
Yeah, we're supposed to save Christmas, not destroy it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's easy. You turn up the heat. That'll get rid of Frosty.
Yeah, he just kept
Ooh.
here before Christmas.
But then you're all wet because snow is water. Okay.
Here's one.
Science.
Next,
Who remembers the Monkeys Christmas episode?
I bet Snarky does.
It's Starkey.
Probably does.
There's running away in chat. And she's like, no, I don't think she needs to know that. But anything monkeys, she knows all about it. She's our resident monkey genius. Is that right? Yeah, I guess it's right. Yeah. And she knows all the guys' names and the instruments and stuff. I don't know.
Because
Whatever.
there's a special guest star on the Monkeys Christmas episode, and only someone who's seen it would have known who that is. So we're gonna find out who remembers it by them telling me who the secret guest star. Apparently, you guys don't, and that's okay. That's okay. To be honest, it wasn't very good, but I remember it.
Oh,
So
Starkey coming
Yeah.
here. He didn't say that.
So, Ruchu, what's a Ruchu? Not much. What's Ruchu with you?
Are we waiting for Snarky to answer this question?
No, there's no points or even prizes. I just like asking obtuse questions. Ooh, Snark Sass for the win. Yes, Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster himself. He actually is the guest star in the Monkeys Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Snark Sass.
You know who was playing that game that BBB plays or whatever, or no, it was Keeper played that game. Snarky
Yeah.
would have been my life. Snarky would have been my lifeline on that question.
She would have been all our lifelines with that question. We would have had to fight over who to call. Oh yeah.
Well, I knew the answer.
I
That's
didn't
'cause
know
you
the
can't
answer.
the question.
I was gonna guess somebody, but like David Bowie or something.
I'm a monkey's lover.
Well, no, David Bowie was never on the show, but you raise a valid point. Do you know what David Bowie's real name is? Anyone?
Monkey?
Davy Jones.
Oh.
His name was actually David Jones. He changed it to David Bowie because he was afraid he'd get confused with Davy Jones. Also, I guess there was a pop band in the UK at the time called Davy Jones's Locker. So he did David Bowie because, and he's already given me this one before, but he's going to have to give it to me again. David Bowie's favorite movie was the movie about the life of Jim Bowie, the guy who invented the Bowie knife. There was a movie about it back in the early 60s, and it was David Bowie's favorite movie. So he took the name David Bowie because that's the movie he liked. And Indy, if you could remind me the name of the movie, I will be forever in your debt. But interesting side note that you should just bring up David Bowie there, Dan. And of course, as you guys all know, for a time, it probably still is, but for a time, his duet with Bing Crosby, A Little Drummer Boy, was the biggest selling 45 in human history.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
You know, I still see that video on YouTube once in a while.
Yeah, it pops up on my feed sometimes, and I just go, oh, yeah, that exists. Not a big fan of it.
He did? I did not know that he was in Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo!
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
The Iron Mistress! Indy, thank you. The Iron Mistress, thank you. All of it, once again! The Iron Mistress.
Indy for the win. Yeah.
What would I do without you, Indy? Really, what would I do without you?
What would we all do without him? That's the major question.
So, Mickey Dolenz did what? On Scooby-Doo? Yeah, he actually did a lot of voice acting back in the day. He was the brother on Devlin and did some other stuff. I can't think of the top of my head, but that was the big thing. He was the voice of the brother on Devlin with Michael Bell as Devlin, and I forget the rest of the voices, but
you amaze me. You and Chance amaze me with your ability to remember such trivial facts about these shows and who played whose voice. I've seen them, but I can't remember all them little who starred in or.
Listen, I have room in my head for either to run StreamYard or remember the things. I chose StreamYard.
You know, I dropped out of business school because I couldn't hack business calc, but I can tell you who did the voices of a special from 40 years ago.
Well, yeah, because that's important. Math is not. Trust and believe.
Yeah.
I know math.
I have a calculator. I don't need to do math.
I don't even calculate. I just go, somebody tell me math problem answer. What is math problem anyways? Yeah, simple. You okay there, Dan?
I was trying to think of the name of a movie, but it's eluding me so bad. You know, it's like you can see the whole movie fall out, every little scene from it, except for the freaking title.
Who was in it? I'm pretty good with cast. Who was in the movie?
I don't know.
People?
Now I can't help you. What was the premise of the movie?
It was
don't say you don't know.
Storyline.
It was an alien movie that took place in a forest. These guys were in a cabin. They got infected with this alien thing. It had a Mr. Gray and a kid with special abilities who did this a lot.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I
don't know.
With an evil alien and
evil alien. I got.
That's like a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods. There you go.
No, it's about it's set in a cabin in the woods. The pieces are all there. I just can't seem to put them together.
4 guys are in a cabin in the woods, and there's a bunch of
Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher. Thank you.
Both Johnny Orchard and Indy Spouse both said Dreamcatcher, so we're gonna give it to
Dreamcatcher. That's the name of the movie. Thank you, Chad, who are much more wiser than me.
Well, chat collectively doesn't have strokes every 5 minutes, so.
If this was Thursday night, at this point, I'd be using profanity.
Somebody would have ran away.
Oh, and it's either a question to perplex. No, I stumble quite a bit, actually. Believe it or not, there are things that even I don't know, which is why we have Indy Spouts.
Movie.
A Christmas alien movie. Let's see. Do we have any Christmas alien movies? Not that I
I'm
can
not
think
sure
of.
that's a Christmas movie.
A Christmas alien.
But in that stupid movie that I took forever to think of the name of, There's a scene where a guy's talking about his memory. If you've never seen the movie, and
I forgot.
he refers to his memory like a warehouse. Every little thing has files and boxes, and he's always moving stuff around, and stuff keeps getting kicked to the basement to make room for new stuff. So then he has to think really hard to go back and find his files in the bottom of his basement. That's how he hides stuff from the alien trying to invade his mind and as it inhabits his body. It's a really great movie called Dreamcatcher that everybody needs to see.
Oh, it's like in the Midwich Cuckoos where the guy imagines the brick wall. So the alien children can't read his thoughts because he just keeps thinking about a brick wall.
I cannot believe you ain't seen Dreamcatcher. Make it your homework to watch this movie.
You know I'm a Stephen King fan. You know I'm a big Stephen King fan.
After Christmas special, we're going to talk about Dreamcatcher in January.
Deal.
You got to watch it between now and then.
And I have seen Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, by the way. Soon you'll hear ho ho ho.
That quite a few times because I think it was on the one with the talking robots, Mystery Science.
MST3K.
Yeah, and I watched that show religiously back in the day. I'd watch them over and over because I just found them really amusing for some reason.
Yeah,
I owned that one on disc actually.
Oh, I wouldn't admit that out loud.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did too. I'm pretty sure I've got thousands of bad movies on DVD.
Yeah,
easily.
Some of them you can buy a whole set of
Easily.
100 bad movies. I've got them.
You name them, I got them.
That's,
you remember when you wanted to do, was it the Crater Lake Monster? And I said, I know I have that. And I had to go through like 3 crates in order to find it. I still have it. It's still right here. But it's because I had to dig through like my entire garage to find it because I have boxes. I have boxes of schlocky movies. So, but I found it.
It's good to have the physical media with the way things are these days. You never know.
Well, of course, because I don't know if you. All right, perhaps, and Johnny, maybe you and I can talk about this when we do our little conspiracy theory show. Do you guys notice that these movies that you watch on streaming services, they seem to be very carefully edited? Like they cut scenes out for whatever reason, but they don't tell you. They just present it as if it's in its entirety. And I'm like, okay, so did I imagine this other scene which isn't in it? Or are you actually trimming it for whatever reason and not telling us? But if you have it on physical media, they can't alter physical media now, can they? Well, you can have a bonfire in the physical media, but you can't like go snip, 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 snip.
Yeah.
Like this.
If I didn't believe in the Mandela effect, I would agree with you. But ever since C-3PO's leg turned silver, my mind's open to any possibilities because we all know it really wasn't silver. Just saying.
I know, but that would little things like that because they can actually make you believe things that didn't happen. But that being said, like one of my personal favorites is because this is one I actually remember. And this has nothing to do with Christmas, guys, so bear with me. But as you guys know, Burgess Meredith did a legendary number of episodes at the Twilight Zone, speaking of the Twilight Zone, which we were before. He's actually tied for appearances with another actor, which I'm going to let you guys, I know the answer. I'm going to let you guys say what it is in the comments below. But in one of his episodes, he plays a librarian, Wordsworth. And there's a scene where I guess I don't know if you would call him the judge or whatever, says, you say you're a librarian, haha, you can't because there's no books. In the same way, you can't say you're a holy man because there is no God. And Burgess Meredith gets boom. And he says, there is a God. You can't erase God with an edict. And it's this really badass, boom, drop the mic moment. And when they show it on streaming services now, they cut that line. And I'm like, it's possibly the best line in the entire episode. Why would you cut that? But of course, no one notices anymore because we're not very observant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to bring the stuff they cut out of Death Wish 2, but I probably shouldn't.
Like what?
Never mind, man. It's a family.
Okay. We'll talk about it later. And Indy again for the win. Yes, it was Jack Klugman. Most people say William Shatner. He only did 2. He only did 2 episodes. They're 2 of the most famous episodes of the entire franchise.
I'd say one of them is the most famous episode, but the one where
There's
the
something on the
wing
wing.
is the most
Something.
famous episode of the
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. It's the most referenced.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I actually saw it on the big screen. They had a thing a few years ago where they took a collection of Twilight Zones and we're airing them simulcast across the country on the big screen. I got to see it. I got to see like 6 episodes on the big screen. It was awesome. They didn't have either of my 2 favorites, but that one was one of the ones on there. And of course, the other one, and I can never remember the title of it. It's a good episode. It's where Kirk discovers they go to the small town restaurant.
Yeah, the fortunes of the
and
devil.
The fortune-telling machine. He becomes obsessed with it. That's his other episode.
Yeah, and I like that one a lot though too, because like for a while there, it looked like everything was gonna just be run by the thing, and then his girlfriend was like, "No, like let's make our own Destiny Plan thing, like we were doing before all this." Because somebody got hit by a trash truck and a bunch of stuff happens.
You know, really, all these Twilight Zone episodes are fresh in my mind because I just saw last year where the Unapologetic Geek was doing the rundown of the Twilight Zone stuff. And thanks to him, I think I can remember about every episode now.
Oh, by the way,
Dick Sargent did one of my favorites, by the way. He did do one of my favorites.
By the way, if you guys noticed that Geek was not live today, it's because he's on vacation with his family, going to Florida and South Carolina, I think. So, Dan, look out. He might show up and punch you in the face. Just saying. I mean, Merry Christmas, I meant.
Well, he'll have to get my address before he stops by. Because
I just because he's a geek, he triangulated it because he's got a D key as well. That's really why his internet was out, because the government caught him. It's crazy. But anyways, we'll see you soon.
I'm grabbing a link off somebody's channel.
Anyways,
the light right here that I've got shining down so you can see my incredibly cool beard is so bright I can't even see this other phone.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, take it, people. I'm gonna let it shine. You can't really do a sing along in a comment section, can you? So,
well, I mean, you could. It's just very off key and silent. And
I was all caught up because when you went to it, you were still doing the clap.
Oh, and Tracy, you were so right.
Wow, we're live.
I look forward to that every year.
Let's put a link in the chat on your channel, Puns. So anybody wants to get the link, they got to go to Puns' channel and get the link. And this link
and if you don't want the link, run to my channel so you don't get the link.
Yeah, it's Paranormal Unite, and that's my friend Eric Wood. Eric, Gypsy Road, Paranormal Highway guy. He's going to be back with a new live show on this new channel. So I recommend everybody subscribe over there. And
I already did, Dan.
Awesome. And of course, the link's already on my channel. So, but I'll make sure that I've subscribed as well. And yes, Tracy, to answer your question, I am so looking forward. I look forward to it every year.
If you put it in Sarah's chat, that would be great. But as you can see, the stress I went through just to get it into that one chat. I won't be doing that again.
Hey, Austin.
When I'm not in the chat, it's easy to do. When I'm on the stream and I'm part of the show, I can't be doing all that.
And now
that's why I push buttons and I remove things.
For the third time, Tracy, yes, I'm looking forward to the Twilight Zone marathon on New Year's Eve. I go back and forth between that and the Three Stooges. There you go. So yes,
I love Twilight Zone marathons, Jumbo 7 marathons. Oh, I get all day with those things, and I have, and I will.
I remember the Christmas specials that were torture. You know, like here in Lawrence Welk play the Christmas music and Bubbles blow.
Brother.
Yes, the friends. Be sure to take the Geritol.
What's happening?
Christmas on Walton's
Mountain.
Mountain.
Friends.
You know, if you got to set to a Christmas on Walton's Mountain, you'll be putting hair out. All of it.
I've always been a nostalgia buff. The Waltons bored me to tears.
Yeah. Oh my
bored
God.
Me.
I could never with that at all.
It bores you even more if you're living with your grandparents at the time, and they're going to make sure you watch it regardless. No matter what else you want to do, you're going to watch Lawrence Welk, the
Yes,
walls,
friends.
and that. And God help me, that little house on the prairie that I wish would burn down in a forest fire.
Well, if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. It was Lawrence Welk Show, then Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, and then The Wonderful World of Disney. So that was my Sunday night with Ed. I used to have dinner with my grandparents on Sunday night.
I lived that Sunday night for a long time, buddy.
So yes. So yes. So I had it in the right order then, correct? Yes.
Yeah. I prayed
Mutual of
over when my mother would
Omaha.
get me, and I would not be in school no more, and I could go back to
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Here.
my mom was cool. She let me stay up to 11:30 on Friday nights and watch the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Really?
And now I understand why you're going to keep trying to get your channel taken down by uploading it. But my mom said so. Mom said so.
Speaking of moms, by the way,
away with it.
Mama Thrash wants me to wish all of you, a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And that includes all the people in the chat. I haven't had a chance to really chat with the chat much tonight, but to all our friends, family, channel members, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to you all. We love you very, very much.
Yeah.
Remember to be nice to people in the chat and don't time people out for no reason and don't be mean to them. Don't be a Grinch with a wrench.
Grinch with a wrench. I love it.
Well,
I like that.
Don't be Dan. Try that.
No.
Well, actually,
be a happy little who.
I just realized this. Okay, I think Pons, you can pass Santa Claus, and Dan, you can pass as Krampus. Okay, there you go.
Krampus.
I've done Santa Claus before. I have done professional Santa Claus before.
Okay,
Why does it not surprise me?
Real close, there, Pons, real close. Put your beard up here, real close. Put your beard up closer. Now, chat, tell me who got the bigger Santa Claus beard going on right there, buddy.
Well, I just trim mine. So
that's where you messed up. If you're trying to have a Christmas beard, you can't be taking the scissors to it and trimming it up.
I had to. I got a haircut, and you know what happens when you get a haircut and don't trim the beard? You look crazy.
You're trying to look younger. Don't be copping no deuces.
But no, Kenny, even I have to. Your beard looks better than mine tonight because yours is nice and full and mine is like cropped. I look like I just haven't shaved in a couple days.
I bet your beard feels a lot better than this thing on my face.
I hate that.
I bet I could take an old raunchy black pot that's been cooked on too much and scrub that sucker clean with this here Brillo pad on my face. Most irritating thing that ever happened. I hadn't had this much hair on my face in 1989.
All right, everybody, who does it better? Who's got the best furry face here? Is it Pons? Put one in the chat for Pons and put a 2 in the chat for Dan.
No, you know how I know I'm going to win? Because I was walking through Foot Line yesterday and this little kid come up and started telling me what the heck she wanted for Christmas.
Yeah, but this is surprising me. She thought you were Bigfoot.
You were in disguise.
What was it? Snarky.
You guys are awesome.
She wanted a Cabbage Patch Kid, and I asked her how she even knew about them.
They still make them. They still make Teddy Ruxpins too.
I know that, but apparently they do. I bought her a Slim Jim, told her to be happy.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Hey! You never bought me any Slim Jims. That's rude.
I bought her a Slim Jim, told her to be happy. On Thursday night, that's a better joke. It'd be about a beef strip.
While we have a couple minutes, everybody name a Christmas present they wanted that they didn't get. Something that you really, really wanted you didn't get, and it just like stayed with you all these years. I'll you guys think of anything?
Well, you go first, Pons, while I try to digest that idea.
A pony.
Wow. Okay.
Kelly Bundy.
Run that by me again.
Kelly Bundy.
I did hear you properly. You've always been a depravo, haven't you?
I really wanted that for Christmas one year too.
Okay, so
So bad.
one of the things I really wanted was a pogo ball. I never got that. So
Yeah. Well, there was the Pac-Man in the box, but we won't. Yeah. I always
I
wanted
bounced in that ball a lot.
Don't
Oh,
get me
Tracy
started on
wanted
Pac-Man.
Danny. Hey, Tracy wanted you, I guess.
What?
Oh, Snark says a baby brother. Oh. Oh.
What?
She wanted a baby
Oh.
brother.
Oh, okay. What for sir? What's
I
happening?
could make a
Oh.
joke there too, but I'm not going to. I know I'm not, or your mom should have called.
But I'm bummed.
All right. Anyways, was there
Oh,
more
It's
to
Christmas,
discuss?
Dan. It's
I'll do that
Christmas.
Thursday night too.
I'm sure you
Awesome.
will. You sicko.
If my internet's working.
Oh, Tracy, you didn't get the Simon game? Oh, that's a bummer.
I guess we
thought I
ought to give.
remembered that
Hey,
was you.
whoa, let me stop. Let me give big congratulations to Brainbender's banner, BBB Christie,
Mm-hmm.
for achieving that 100,000 subscribers. She did a big show the other night, and of course, while the show's going on, my internet was out. I missed the whole thing. Was too really, really drunk to even think about what roaming data was and make sure it was turned on. So I missed out on that too. So I missed everything.
Yeah,
Bummer.
yeah. Corey was on there, and I
I
mean, I had to behave because every time he says something, I got something right back for that.
You
Anyways,
realize I missed my chance to see if I could make Corey turn red on YouTube.
oh, it's really easy to do. You should have seen backstage. I said a couple of things, and he was like
rock lobster.
But yeah, Chrissy, definitely congratulations on the 100K mark. And Merry
Right?
Christmas to you.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
100K, yeah, 100K is huge.
Right? I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years, and I can barely keep 1,000. Congratulations.
I haven't hit 1,000 yet. Hint.
Well,
hint. That's what I want for Christmas. I want 600 subscribers. Hint. Hint.
I think in the first year I had like 4,000, 3,000 something subscribers. But most of that was off one or two really big time shorts with 1 million views. It ain't like most people actually watch my channel. They just subscribe and go away anyway. But at least they stay subscribed. They don't watch shit, but they stay subscribed.
I stay subscribed and I watch it, and then I leave comments. Sometimes I leave interesting ones.
Well, you're rare, so everybody don't do that.
But yeah, nobody does what I do because I do what I do because for my reasons.
I can see that just gets me. I can put out this great video of some truly creepy stuff and get 100 views and be happy. But I can put up a video of my dog singing a Christmas song and get hundreds and hundreds of videos, or 1,000 views of my dog taking a poop in the yard.
Yeah, that is
Crazy.
always my favorite videos to wake up to. Is that
I make a video of my dog taking a poop, taking a Russo, as I like to call it. Wrestling joke. Wrestling people will get that. And as my dog takes her morning Russo, I make a video and I put it up, and bam, 1,000 views because my dog took a poop. But let me put up a good video and it'll be lucky it gets 4 views or 30 views. I put up a real every Tuesday. I put up a real witty, real intelligible comic book review that's really cool and kind of funny. And I'm lucky if it gets views.
Well, see, the thing is
I
about
love the one that you did for A Journey to the Center of the Earth, by the way. That one was amazing. I love that one. And again, it didn't get the views it described. It didn't get the views that it deserved.
Right here, as you can see me review that.
Right, Andy.
I did a Jules Verne double feature, right? The other one was
Verne.
I did a Mysterious Island too.
And I'm surprised that no one's made the "Know What I Mean" Verne joke yet. Because Jules.
Yeah,
Verne,
well, I thought we discovered that like last show, and we decided that we'd never speak of it again. Or was that like 80 shows that I've done this week? I can't remember.
Okay, there you go. Ernest Saves Christmas. I remember that.
That was a good movie.
I try to forget.
Not once. It's not hard to forget. I saw it once. I know that much.
Movie, I said I remember it. I remember it the way you remember you know, being on a torture device. You
He
know,
does sometimes.
I remember. I saw the first one. The one where he's trying to save the summer camp, and I'm like, he actually sings in that one, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I love Jim Varney too. I love Jim Varney, but I could never do another Ernest movie after that first one.
I've seen them all,
I just
brother.
couldn't
I've
do it.
seen them all.
Remember
You know,
Ernest Goes to
you know,
Jail?
funny that Jim Barney,
Know what I
is
mean?
actually from right here where I live.
Uh-huh.
And the very first thing he ever done was in the TV station right up the street at WYFF. You know, I'm really right where he began at on TV. Jim Barney's Jim Barney and Dutch Mantell are our local heroes around here. That's Dirty Dutch Mantell, the wrestler. Wrestling.
We don't have any heroes where I came from. A lot of villains, but no heroes.
That's our two biggest ones. The South Carolina. You got to go all the way to Columbia to get somebody bigger.
Always, Tracy. We'll hit you every Thursday. Sorry. Yeah. Looks like everybody's starting to go to bed now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not far off myself. So anyway, guys, as always, I want to thank everyone for joining us.
It's like 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
We got what, 8 more minutes, 10 more minutes, something like that.
But we've been on now for an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah, we usually go 75 minutes.
Well, Sarah, you're going dark. Are you okay? Did your power
the
go
sun
out
has
again?
gone. No, the sun has gone down, and I haven't plugged my lamp in yet.
Yeah.
The sun set here 5 hours ago. So,
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I'm in the dark.
But yes, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Again, I like to start my thank yous early because I'm a very thankful, gratuitous person. So my thank yous will go on for 15 minutes, as you guys know from watching my show. So I'm just going to open up.
Away, brother. Thank Whitley Schreiber.
And this one's for Jello pudding. And this one's for the Olsen twins.
From Ancient Aliens, for instance.
Olsen twins? No.
No Olsen twins?
No.
Okay, this one's for the Marx Brothers.
Oh, Marx Brothers. Okay, that's cool. All right, before we go, though, I have to go over to my other brand here for my Thursdays stuff here. And there's something I got to plaster up here. I thought about, loading it up on the other one, but I did not. Also, StreamYard has changed everything around, so I got to get back to the right thing because, of course. Okay, it's over here now. There we go. So here it is. I just want to throw this up for everybody here. Okay. Merry Christmas from the flock. It's Pickles and Paulo there. They're totally wearing not fake hats, swear. Okay? Anyways, that is definitely the real Christmas tree on my blanket with their real presents they have wrapped because they have fingers or something. But anyways, I just want to tell you guys Merry Christmas and stuff and share you the thing I made for everybody because, that's what I did. And sent that out to as many people as I could. And it should be in my community post soon so everybody else could go see it and everything. So, yes, Pickles and Paulo do say they love you all. And they did get kicked out of my room because they could not be quiet. Sorry about that. About them being quiet, not being kicked out. I'll let them back in a minute. Swear. I'll kiss all over them. Promise. All right, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Please stop eating your moms and whatever your dogs, okay?
Ciao for now. Merry Christmas, everyone. Love you all.
Yes, we do. And also, what?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, also, we will definitely be back always, but I do plan to this week to not be around too much. Probably most of you are going to be like that too. And the next thing that Starkey and I have planned is the New Year's party. So I will be sending out links for that. So we'll be hopefully seeing everybody around because it's going to be a great countdown to the new year. It's going to be another good year.
Yeah. And be sure to join us New Year's Eve when we break out the black magic books and the witchcraft candles and do everything we can to raise Dick Clark from the grave for the Rockin' Dead New Year's Eve.
Right? Okay.
Get your voodoo dolls out. Buy your cursed sand. Get your chicken heads ready. We're going to do this thing. We're going to make Dick
And your
Clark.
flattened turtles.
We're going to make Dick Clark dance again like he did last 20 years ago, baby.
Yeah, okay. Good night, everybody.
Happy trail.
Night, folks. Take care.
Sit right back, it's time to show. With puns and Dan in a TV flow. Geeks for sure with tales to tell. Every Sunday is pretty swell. Good times here, you'll want some more. Remember days you can't ignore. Kids and family, friends so dear. Join us now, the crew is here. Bonnie, Arthur, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Groovy shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Lonely Arthur, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Lonely Arthur, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, let's all revere. These shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact.